we need to settle on your retainer.
What retainer?
For your continued services. You know, I gotta tell you, it's reassuring to have a lawyer so passionately committed to my civil rights.
Let's get something straight. What happened in there?
Yeah.
It was a fluke. Here's your money.
Oh, thanks.
You are not my client, and I am not your mouthpiece.
I liked what you did in there.
Thank you. And I know a way that you can thank me.
Shoot.
I never want to see or hear from you again.
Careful, I'm a sucker for sweet talk. How much to, put you on retainer? No, seriously.
No, seriously.
Yeah.
We've talked about this. There isn't enough money in your pocket or on this planet.
Okay, A, that's a lie. B, you heard Diane. She passed the torch to you.
What do you think, this is the Olympics?
I've retained a number of attorneys, and most of them are still alive.
Most?
I haven't done a head count lately.
Well, why don't you do one and get back to me? Meanwhile, your assets are unfrozen and my bill is in the mail.
Okay.
I do hope that your coffee warehouse is doing well because I'm not cheap. In fact, I'm not even reasonable.
Okay, but I'll just rob a bank. I was just kidding. I'm just joking. Sorry. You acted on my behalf with the assistant DA. You even took a cash down payment on your retainer.
Which I promptly returned.
Did you? Well, I forgot. Was there any witnesses? No? Well, that in my book, that means you're formally engaged as my attorney. Now, I'm here on legal business. If you refuse me, that's what you call breach of something. Which means, I'm afraid, I'm going to have to sue you.
I really wish that you had gone to school, law school. You've been a really good attorney, really good. And the organized crime in Port Charles would have been cut down drastically.
I'm a coffee importer, remember?
You are so funny.
Yeah.
So we're in agreement?
Okay, if I say yes, you owe me.
I knew it was going to come down to that. Chills me to the bone.
Well, that will fix your overheating.
You know, hilarious. Okay. Yes. I owe you.
And yes, I will collect.
I have no doubt. God, have mercy on my soul.
Can you get rid of this guy?
Who do I look like? Luca Brasi? I mean, what do you want me to do? Toss him out the window? Don't answer that. It would be my job as your attorney to use my legal expertise to ensure that you remain free to practice your own personal brand of complete disregard
do you ever
for
breathe
the entire
at all, or is it just
criminal statutes of the state of New York, not to mention the flagrant violations of the United States Penal Code?
You want some water?
Because let's be honest, you're a criminal. I mean, you're a very nice criminal, but you are a criminal,
Right.
and you make your living as a racketeer, which would make me a consigliere of sorts, and that's not really a career option that I've ever considered. But, you know, then again, you know, compared to Helena, you're just a breath of fresh air.
Okay, you know what? Can you just... First of all, I don't have a consigliere, okay? I have an accountant. And possibly a lawyer if you ever learn how to breathe.
I had a microwave with a popcorn setting, and then you had to come along and dangle this view, and now I'm a wise guy. Girl, woman, I'm toast. I defended you, even though I think you're guilty and despicable. Why would you do this to me? She's highly intelligent. She's worked very, very hard to be very successful in a very demanding and competitive job. She has carefully managed her life. Her goals are in place. She's very cultured and sophisticated. Occasionally a little lonely, but that's what work is for. You know, it's a perfect distraction. And then you come along. All complicated and all contradictory.
Sexy.
And arrogant. And then you're like, oh, somebody please save me, save me. I'm vulnerable,
Well, okay,
and I need
wait.
you to
I've never
save me.
asked anybody to save me. So.
And that's what makes it all the more compelling. You are an emotional quagmire. Simultaneously the most fun and the most misery that any woman could ever experience. But that's just my impression.
Can't say you're wrong.
But there are things that I really like about you. And there are things that I find really appalling about you. But for the most part, the good outweighs the bad. But that could be, of course, because of the exorbitant amount of money that you pay me.
You're worth every penny.
Oh.
What?
Oh.
It's kind of sweet.
It's kind of revolting. You are clearly the most obnoxious, overbearing, chauvinistic, blatantly...
What?
I feel that you are a domineering, chauvinistic, morally bankrupt criminal. With a great deal of personal charm. Which you exploit on a regular basis to get people to do things that they would never do for you under any circumstances whatsoever. Mm-hmm. But you have a great heart. And 1, 2, maybe 3 times a year, you actually choose to show that. The rest of the time, you're mildly enjoyable to deal with when you're not being a complete nightmare. Anything else?
I like you, too.
I tolerate you.
Right. That's not what you said last night.
Could you please show a little respect?
Well, I actually respect you more now than I ever have. What?
I hate you.
No, you don't. Look how well we're getting along.
Due to limited contact.
Well, just think of this as we're keeping it in the family, along with all the family secrets.
I couldn't. Because I don't trust you.
Well, I trust you more than most people.
You don't know the meaning of the word. I'd always be wondering, is Sonny telling me the truth, or is he just stringing me along?
Well, see, I'm as honest as I can be.
Not good enough.
What I don't tell you, Alexis, you don't want to know. Besides, you need me.
Like the plague.
And I kind of need you too. Admit it.
Hmm?
You've missed me.
Like a migraine.
I could manage without you.
Good luck.
But, you know, I don't want to.
Asking me to dinner?
I just did.
No, you didn't. You showed up at my door and allotted me 5 minutes to change before you took me to dinner. An invitation was not implied, much less stated.
It's a good restaurant.
See, as usual, you're missing the point entirely. I am not your employee. I am not your soldier. I'm not your conciliary. I'm not your thug. I'm not one of your bodyguards. I'm not even your attorney. Yet I have recently, despite the fact that I should know better, agreed to be your friend, and friends don't order friends to do things. They ask them
breathe.
as if... Are you ordering me to breathe?
Do what you want. You want to pass out? Pass out. Whatever.
Oh, God.
That's better.
I am too smart. I am too bottom line, don't laugh at me, sane, sort of. As much as I like you, I can't be friends with you anymore. If you aren't going to play nicely and you're going to act like some bomb-wearing, death-defying coffee baron. No more bombs. No more guns. Because I'm high-strung enough as it is and my nerves can't take it.
You should breathe.
Don't tell me when to breathe. Not only are you amoral and self-serving, but that code of yours that you use as an excuse for every reprehensible act under the sun, especially allowing a disenfranchised boy to just go out there and throw away his entire...
Breathe.
Hey, you know what, pal? You don't get to tell me when to breathe.
You hate my guts, remember? How embarrassing would it be if you like, passed out cold right in front of me? Oh, okay. Take your time. Take your time.
All right.
You gotta keep your head down. Yeah.
Oh, I'm so embarrassed. I can't believe I did that.
Getting married makes people nervous.
You weren't nervous.
Sure I was.
You didn't pass out.
Well, looking at a jail sentence helped.
So what are you saying? I should rob a bank?
In your shape, no.
Quit trying to cheer me up. What the bride is going to get here when the bride is good and ready. You know that. You've been married 500 times.
But this
already,
is not about me being a nervous groom.
Yeah, it is. You're nervous. I can tell you're nervous.
Alexis, you look good in my shirt. Maybe you should wear it to court with your sensible pumps.
Right, I'll do that.
Bunch of guys down there, right?
It's not a good time to be sexist. God made women attorneys, and I happen to be One of them.
And you happen to be the best.
So what's the sudden urgency to have a lawyer?
Not just any lawyer. The best lawyer in the whole wide world.
Oh, that's true, but flattering me isn't going to help.
From what I hear from everybody, you're the best.
Is that my cue to be flattered?
You got an interesting mind. Too bad access is so limited.
Are you flirting with me?
I always knew that when I got you out of those attorney clothes, you'd be a revelation.
trying to embarrass me.
No, you are a fascinating woman, Alexis, multi-layered.
Oh, you're good. You're very good. The old motive within the motive.
I'm not that complicated.
Oh, sure you are, Mr. Corinthos. You know, you are not the only person who gets to be complicated.
Well, what do you want me to do? You want me to let it all slide and act like nothing happened? I don't understand what you want me to do.
I want you to do just the opposite. I want you to feel it, acknowledge it, let it in, experience it, and I was going to say get mad, but see, you've already done that. You did that in the restaurant. You did that in my apartment. Remember when you slammed the door and broke my face? Okay, fine, break something. If you'd like, I could break it, because I really enjoy breaking things. He smiles. God, you make me work so hard. Pain in the butt.
Okay, you need some help?
I don't need any help. I don't need any help. I just need a new lot, because this one just jams all the time. Unlike the original one I had before you had that blown off my door last summer.
Well, I can just call a locksmith.
I don't want a
come over here,
locksmith. I
open
don't want a bodyguard from you. I don't want anyone associated with you, all right? I just, fortunately, am your counsel for the record, so that's not an option. Who's been arrested?
No one. You've known me for a long time, right?
Right.
And I gotta say, I've been extremely lucky. I have never been caught.
That's why you're my hero.
I never pretended to be a good person, but I do have a code.
Oh, God, the code. Yes, I know all about your code, because I made all kinds of excuses based on that code. And I fell into the trap of rationalizing that you were a good mobster. And you see, by ignoring the truth, that a mobster, by definition, is a threat to an orderly and peaceful society, I have contributed to escalating the violence in this town, which has now reached biblical proportions, and at any moment, I expect a plague of locusts to descend upon us.
Look, well, you know, that wouldn't be good for you because you hate bugs.
Don't.
No, I'm just...
Do not be charming.
It's called having a code.
Oh, let's see.
Let's see what?
The code? You can do the code now? I'm trying to warm up to you here, and now you just made me mad. You see, the code. I'm not quite sure if that entitles you to run roughshod over everyone, or if it just obligates you to punish yourself for things that clearly aren't really your fault. But in any case, it's just plain barbaric, and what I find really egregiously offensive, that's probably why you saved my life in the first place. You know, code, men with machine guns, woman gotta get in the middle.
Okay, you know what? First of all, I didn't, you know, I wasn't thinking when I jumped in front of the guns. It just happened.
Exactly. That is precisely my point, you see, because it just comes so naturally to you. You don't have to think about it. It's just instinct.
Okay. Second of all, I didn't do it because you're a woman. I did it because you're my friend.
That's very profound from a man with no ethics and morals.
Part of my code.
Use that word again, and I'm going to have to ask you to leave.
Well, you know, it does have a certain appeal, but it's not worth kissing off probably one of the best attorneys I've ever had.
Thanks. No, there's a headstone if I ever heard one.
Excuse me, miss.
Meet me at the warehouse.
You bear an amazing resemblance to my
Meet me
attorney.
at the warehouse.
Maybe it's the neighbor across the hall.
Are you enjoying this?
You know what? It's coming to me, even with those ugly shades on.
All right, I need to point something out here. You are on the clock, over and above retainer.
You have the face of an angel.
All right, that's it. Now my rate's just 105%.
Eddie's angel.
You don't fool me. I know when a man wants me to represent him. I mean, any unbribed judge would invoke the well-known legal doctrine known omni damnum inducit in iurium, which is Latin for stick it in your ear.
If I'd known I was going to get this kind of reception, I'd have sprung for cheaper flowers. Well, your memories of that night are probably a little hazy, but mine are crystal clear. You know, one more drink, who knows what would have happened.
Well, happily, we'll never find out.
Yeah. Well, you know, that's why I sent you gardenias instead of rum.
You know that alcohol is a depressant?
Really?
Mm-hmm. Despite initial feelings of euphoria, it exacerbates any negative emotional condition.
Yeah. Well, what were you doing? Why were you doing research on alcohol?
It was germane to a case I was working on.
Yeah. Which one?
You're missing the point.
No, I bet you go online to help you out with your hangover, and then you read about how terrible alcohol is, and la-di-da-di-da.
La-di-da, all which happens to be true.
It's true if you drink to get drunk. I'm just just want to enjoy the evening.
How did you know this was my favorite champagne?
I didn't.
So you just have good taste?
Well, I've been accused of that before.
Not so fast, Mr. Smiley Face.
Go ahead, finish it.
I'm not smoking this in front of you.
What are you talking about? Why not?
Because it's illegal.
Come on. Are you joking?
Mm-hmm. I know that you don't get involved in drugs, and I would be very sad to know that you were lying to me.
I don't sell drugs. I don't do drugs. It's bad for business. But given all the laws that I've broken, it's amazing to me that you would be nervous to take a hit off a joint in front of me.
Who's that?
It could be anybody.
Hide the weed.
No, what do you mean hide the weed?
Fine.
Just take it.
If you ever exploit that information to anyone at any time, you will find yourself another attorney. Got it?
I would never use anything you told me in confidence.
How comforting. Now that I've sunk to your level, I'm going to go across the hall and stick my head in the oven.
Okay, well, about Puerto Rico, it would have been fun, if we kind of just
I know.
went
But
there.
see, now I can't go because I hate you.
But it's been fun, if we just think about it, right? Like, just think about it. Fun.
Okay, we're going in, we're going to grab her, and we're going out. No monster stuff. I don't have time for that.
Maybe you should just go back to the car.
Maybe you should just go back to the car.
Please. That's a turn on right there. There's nothing, that's sexier than a woman biting on a strawberry.
Hot?
Well, there are a few women that think so, but...
You're hilarious. Christina says it's Pluto.
The dog?
No, the planet.
Huh. You want to know the difference between men and women? A man walks into a restaurant to eat, and a woman walks into a restaurant to talk a lot.
I don't even know how to respond to that.
You are such a hypocrite.
Why?
Because Michael is living with an ex-stripper. And that gets your seal of approval?
It's different.
Really? How?
Because Michael's a boy.
And?
And nothing.
Oh, my God. I gotta go.
As long as we're clear on what I said.
Yeah, we're clear. I told them that you and I are really good friends.
I'm still not seeing the disaster here.
I need you to act normal in front of this interviewer. Do you hear me? Do not threaten him. Do not mention the coffee business. Don't speak at all. In fact, that's a much better idea. Don't speak. Don't speak. I'll speak. All right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to go down there, lockdown or not, and I'm getting in. I will bluster legalese at them until I wear them down, and you know I can do that.
I'll just shut up and let you do the talking, huh?
Oh, praise God.
Go,
He
go.
finally gets it.